What's up everyone, welcome back to my top 10 setups of the day series. Before we get started, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel to see more of these amazing setups. Here we've got a starter setup from Johnson 56. They've got a single monitor setup with a super impressive and large Viotech monitor. Below that you can also see a Logitech mouse as well as what appears to be a Logitech keyboard resting on a SteelSeries mousepad. We've got to talk about the cool decorations in the form of that sweet Lego Stormtrooper helmet that gives this build some fun vibes whilst also making it stand out from other builds. I would love to see some more decoration added to make it stand out even more, as well as maybe some fun lighting. Next up, we've got this adorable plant themed setup from user Break Aaron. They've got a killer dual monitor setup with a Samsung T35F monitor on top and a ROG Swift PG27 8QR monitor on the bottom, with both mounted with Deltaco wall mounts, giving them a really cool floating effect and helping to preserve precious desk space. On the desk you can see a Logitech G613 keyboard as well as an IQ 4000X Corsair case over to the left, with some orange RGB that works perfectly with the greenery theme. I love the plants and the decor in this build as they add a lot of life and movement to the build without cluttering up the desk. This setup comes to us from alcove and it seems like an audio nut's dream. They've got sound foam covering all of the walls and ceiling, not only providing a really cool pattern and texture in the room for aesthetic reasons, but also having a functional purpose. It's hard to see from so far away, however their actual gear looks fantastic and it seems like an excellent setup for making music that any musician would be jealous of. For our number 7 spot, we're taking a look at a much more minimal setup coming to us from Perfect Energy 4046. This setup is nothing if not clean, with a singular monitor mounted above the desk that helps keep the desk from feeling too cluttered. Beneath the monitor we're looking at a set of Edifier R10000 T4 speakers that match perfectly with the colour palette of the build, as well as what appears to be a Logitech MX Master mouse. Of course, over to the side you can also see an Apple MacBook that of course perfectly fits this setup theme of sleek and clean. Up next is this super colourful city build from ZachFine123. This setup is actually pretty simple, with a stacked dual monitor setup that features an impressive ultra-wide Samsung CRG9 monitor on the bottom. Of course, where this setup really shines is within its lighting, with a super cool ambient blue and red room lighting, as well as the absolutely jaw-dropping view of the cityscape throughout the window. My main critique of this setup would be to just clean up some of the cable management and add a little bit more decor to make the setup stand out. If you're a fan of flight sims, then get ready for this next setup from ZukoBlight. They've got an immersive triple monitor setup with at least one AOC monitor and one BenQ monitor. Down below those impressive displays are a Razer mouse, some glorious wrist rests, and the star of this build, some VKB Gladiator NXT flight sticks. For immersive audio, the OP is also using a pair of biodynamic headphones. The brilliance in this setup is how all of it works together seamlessly to bring you a fantastic sim experience from the comfort of your own home. And I'm sure all of us are at least a little bit jealous of the OP for having it. Officially past the halfway mark in our list, this next build comes from user NoBullshit featpix and it goes for a very dreamy vibe. We've got another dual monitor setup here, this time featuring two mounted HP 27F monitors that are floating about a Logitech Lightspeed mouse. They've got a keyboard featuring sunset keycaps and an AliExpress mousepad. Over to the side are a pair of iconic cat ear headphones which are a pair of Yahoo 3SS. This build is super calm and relaxing and it seems like an absolutely perfect place to stay up to late game. Here we've got a setup from Pkerpa 1 that's going for more of a nondescript minimalistic theme. They've got another dual monitor setup, this time featuring one vertical and horizontal monitor that is perfect for streamers or coders. Below this is a Varmilo VA69 keyboard with some Varmilo Dawn keycaps on top of a classic Cherry MX Red switches. Next to this you'll also spot a glorious Model O mouse on an X-Ray Pad Equate Plus mousepad, as well as the OP's Fantex Eclipse P400A PC case. This setup is one of the best balances I've ever seen of both keeping the setup minimalistic while still having enough decor that the room doesn't feel empty or incomplete. Our number 2 spot comes to us from MScz, and it's very different from a lot of the builds that we normally see on the channel. They've got an impressive display here with a Samsung CRG9 ultra-wide monitor, as well as a Legion laptop which provides more than enough screen space for any work from home area. Below that on the desk they're using a Keychron K1 V4 keyboard and a Logitech mouse on a Corsair mousepad. Next to the keyboard you can also see a gorgeous set of headphones which are a set of Shure Ionic 50s. I'm in love with the adorable little lights on the walls, which not only provide additional lighting for the room, but they are also absolutely adorable and look great with the plants. For our final spot on our list, we've got this setup from Mjolnir 8 that they've dubbed the Forge. This setup features a beautiful array of audio equipment. That includes the JDS Labs Element 2, a Monoprice Pure Tube stereo amp, Klipsch R14 speakers, an Audio-Technica AT2020 mic, and a pair of Hi-Fi-Man Sundara headphones. Along with this, we've got some more standard peripherals such as the LG 34-inch monitor, a ROG Chakram mouse, an S7 Elephant keyboard with Kale box burnt orange switches and an SA carbon keycaps, as well as Fantex M2 719 PC case. This build is a perfect example of how crucial lighting can be to your setup, as the lighting and the RGB in this setup really helps propel it forward. Not only this, but the decal up on the shelves adds a nice personal touch that makes the setup seem nicely lived in and cozy. And that is the end of the video. If you have enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to see more of these videos, make sure to put post notifications on, and I'll see you all in the next one.